Hey, how's it going, fellow Infj folk? So I was having a discussion with someone a couple days ago, and I just had time to think a little bit more about it and actually like really reflect on this stuff. And I was talking about grudges and asking me like how I hold grudges and thinking from my INFJ mindset. And so I started looking. Of course, I Googled it. It said, perhaps the most sensitive of all the personality types, INFJs take it hard when someone they trust lets them down. They tend to hold on to anger longer than they should and are capable of holding a grudge even when the other person has apologized repeatedly for their wrongdoing. And I think I fall into that phrase of I forgive, but I don't forget. And it's easy for when I see actions repeated, then I put up that wall and I block them out. I forget what it's called. INFJ door slam. Yeah, slam the door on them. Like 3 times, you're out. Sorry. But anyway, so when I start thinking about my grudges, um, like when I think of as a child and teenage years, I don't think I really ever had grudges. I think grudges like came on later in my life when I really started developing these boundaries and these standards and this foundation of who I am as a human being, and and yeah, and started a family. Especially when I started a family, like there's a lot of boundaries that I wouldn't let people cross, and there was a few when I was a young adult and I had my family, a few of them who said negative things, and they're supposed to be friends and I trusted them, but them betraying that trust and talking the way that they talked, I had these thoughts and this deep grudge, and it scared me because like I wished physical harm, and like I kind of wish, I'll be honest, I wish that they died. I wish they were hurt really bad and they died. And these 3 people, within that year, each of them doing those things to me and betraying my trust and the evil things that they said, and my evil, like I feel like I manifested it. And I felt really, really bad about it because, yeah, those 3 people died in car accidents how I kind of wished they would have. And like every time I was like, whoa, the third time I was like, oh man, I gotta stop thinking that way and wishing that way. It's like grudges don't gotta be that extreme. And that's when I really started to build that them concrete boundaries with people. Like you only can get a certain point between or within my family or especially within myself, and I try to stay real guarded with my kids and my wife, and very controlling in a way to like who comes in those boundaries, and it's usually if people are seeking help or looking for help, we tend to open those boundaries up. But anyone who's just trying to be stupid or do negative things, I quickly get rid of them and I don't want them around. But anyway, so those are the evil thoughts that I had and were from grudges, and so I stopped that. Yeah, I don't be trying to manifest anything negative because I don't know if that was because of me or whatever, and it's just an awful feeling to consider that. So like I really try to stay away from holding grudges, but it still happens. And to go on to other type of grudges that I developed, which was from bad management, is one of those kind of things like you like the job and employment, but when there's bad management, that's why you leave, and that's why I've left most of my jobs, is because because of the bad management and because of the negative thoughts, and it just it falls on that higher standard and ethics that I hold onto myself. And when I see hypocrisy happening, and like they're not, what is it? They're not, like they preach stuff, but then they don't follow what they preach. And I just can't be around that, and how they, because I call them out or I call other people out, and it gets turned on me, and so I'm the bad person, and they start treating me bad, and like I'd rather not, like, cause wait, I was about to say I'd rather not deal with it, but I did try to deal with it. I'll do the one-on-ones with them, and I really try to work out some sort of responsibilities that we have in the work environment, just to make it good. But they wouldn't follow through, so I would leave. But then also, like, I hold grudges on people who don't protect me back. I protect people. I would stand up for people. But when pushing comes to shove and they're not there with me, then I'm like, no, I don't want to waste no time and energy on you. Like, you had your chance to prove yourself. I showed you how much I cared for you and all of that, but then you turn your back on me, and bye. Another INFJ door slam. But then one of the biggest things and one of the biggest hurts that I've had, which is like during my wedding, and it's supposed to be my most memorable time and one of our beautifulest days, is when me and my wife got married. Anyway, so we did the thing where we reserved this place, and we needed we could only have a certain amount. I think it was like 100 people. So she got 50 people that were supposed to come, and I got my 50 people. But I was ensuring that they needed to come. They had a whole year. Then I would check in, making sure, even the same week of the wedding, I was like, you're sure? Because other people are asking if they could slide in. If you can't make it, just let me know, all right? But then they were like, assure me, like, no, I can hardly wait. I got my dress picked out, or I got my suit picked out, and what I'm gonna wear, and I'm excited. And so I was excited up to that day. But then it was like really, really bad, because I had one row of people who showed up for mine. Like, even my best friend at the time, like, she called me the day of, like an hour before my wedding, and said she wasn't able to come. And I was like really disappointed, but she was the only one who called. So, like, it wasn't as hurtful. I was like, all right. But the rest of them didn't call, didn't notify me whatsoever. And I felt so embarrassed standing up there waiting for the ceremony to start, looking at my side, one row of people, and the people that were there was my intermediate family, my mom, my sister, and my two sisters, and her boyfriend, then a couple of nieces and nephews. But then that was it. Like, all my friends, all my cousins, they didn't show up. And like a good portion of my wife's side didn't show up. I think she probably had like 20 or 15 that didn't show up. But like, so her side was packed, or I had a good amount there, and my side was totally empty. And just before the ceremony started, they evened it out. So some came up on my side just to make it look a little bit better. But yeah, oh my God, I was so angry. But then as soon as the ceremony started, my wife started walking down, or the people started walking down, all of that, then I was like, forget them all. It's like, that's when I put up that wall. It's like, I ain't got time to be wasting no energy on you. It's like, you guys didn't come through when I needed you and wanted you guys to come through and gave you the opportunity to come through. So, bam, you're done. It was like really, really bad. I was so I was so sad and frustrated. And for all of those family members and friends that didn't show up, I don't talk to them anymore. Sometimes I do talk to them when I run into them in person, but I'm just like, I don't care about anything that you ask or whatever. It's like a lot of them I deleted off Facebook, and like I'm just basically done with them. So that's my grudge against all of those people who made me feel the way I feel or the way I felt on my wedding day. Um, but also I know there's the steps to forgiveness, like, and I really try to focus on that. A lot of it was like writing it down, talking about it, and like even like a burning ceremony, like they pissed me off so much, and say it and throw it in the fire, doing all of those like healing steps. But then also, just like I said in the beginning, like I can forgive them, but I'm never gonna forget. Like they may get better. They may ask me even to be part of their wedding. I know one of my cousins did. She asked me to show up at her wedding. I showed up at her wedding, but the rest of them, I'm like, nah. I'm not wasting my time or energy on you. So, have I gotten over my grudges? No. I don't think I ever will. It's just like that boundaries and those morals and ethics that I hold upon myself is just too great for me to turn my back on those to allow other people to, what do you call it, treat me in any disrespectful type of way when I felt like I gave them a lot of me. And because I'm an Infj, I only give so much, but that's a lot of me that I give to other people. That's what I feel like. So when I get betrayed, those grudges don't break. I don't know. Don't know. How about you? Your grudges that you've had, have you gotten over them? Do you still hold those grudges? Have you forgiven them, but not forgotten what is done? Yeah. And yeah, what's your process on it all? Like, what stands out to you? Like, like the biggest grudge that you have and that you know that you can never take away. Oh my God, which even makes me think about other grudges, talking about being taken advantage of. Um, those people and females who, because I remember talking to someone who talked about sexual assault, and when those are happening to me by females, like I know a lot of people, like, you can't, males can't get sexually assaulted by males, but yeah, it's possible. It's like very, very possible. And so like the people who've done that to me, like they trying to act like nothing's wrong, but I don't associate with them. They try and send me friend requests on Facebook, and I'm like, no. And I don't even want to tell them why. I'd rather not give that to them. But yeah, all right. So that's my thoughts on forgiveness, being an INFJ, and why I don't get rid of the grudges that I have. Like I said, I'll forgive them to ease up on my heart, but I won't ever forget that they betrayed me, and that grudge will always be there. I don't think it ever diminishes or anything. I guess that's what a grudge is for me. Anyway, all right. Thanks for listening. Live long and prosper. Have a good day.